Where is he?
Where are you? Skull Rock. Do you know it?
Hello, this is Stacy over at the Skull Rock broadcast. I am joined by...
Hello, this is Megan. Welcome back to our Stranger Things and Pop Culture podcast. We are very excited to be back this week with a really fun episode. And this was my request for my birthday to do this episode.
We're doing birthday requests, guys.
So I'm very excited because probably was it our first year? Our first summer that we did the summer episode?
We did.
And
that was
was
a good one.
One of my favorite episodes that we've ever done because I love summer. So my birthday is in a week, actually. So
look at you.
When you're hearing this, it'll be in a few days. It's June 30th. So I wanted to talk about summer again. So we are going to hopefully get lots of movie recommendations from this podcast episode as well, too. So we're going to talk about lots of things that I like to do over the summer, and then Stacy's going to give movie recommendations for the different categories, and it's going to be super great and fun. So I'm excited.
Are you ready? Let's go.
I'll ask you how you're doing.
Thank you. I was trying to match your excitement. I was trying to match your vibe. I'm doing good, my friend. I did start watching on Apple TV the Cape Fear TV series.
Not Widow's Bay. Did you finish that?
I've already finished that. That was good. You would actually like that. I don't think you would like Cape Fear, the TV series. It's based off the two films from the 60s and 90s. It's very well acted, very cool. I think they're going to put a different spin on it. So it's always interesting to see when a movie gets made into a TV show, what they change about it and what stays the same. So kind of was hooked on that. But I did finish Widow's Bay. I loved it. It's just a perfect blend of humor and quirkiness. And I know that you've been watching Twin Peaks, so I think you would vibe with this a lot. It's not too spooky or scary. The writer of Parks and Rec is behind it. So it's really cool, and just literally you get to witness all the New England accents. So what have you been watching?
Are they doing a good job with the accents? Or...
A really good job. The lead, the guy from The Americans, who, this is bad that I forget her name, but Felicity, that's his life partner, and they have a kid. They met on The Americans. He's Welsh, and he does a really good American, New England, East Coast accent. And nothing is worse than when somebody from the East Coast does a bad accent. If you ever watch The Town with Ben Affleck, I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? You're from around here.
Yeah, he's from there.
It's very exaggerated.
So
I don't know what the hell Blake Lively was doing. It's bad what she was doing, even though some people from Dorchester sound like that. But, it's pretty bad when Jeremy Piven is, doing... Is it Piven? Jeremy Reiner? I don't know. The guy from the Avenger movies, he's in The Town. He does the best Boston accent out of anybody, but I just feel like they over exaggerate it. It's forced. It's okay, we really, if we do sound like that, somebody shoot us. But no, Widow's Bay is really good, and they don't specifically say where it is, but they're we're gonna be the next Martha's Vineyard, and I'm like, well, okay. Where Jaws was filmed. But having a lot of fun checking that out. So really, really cool. And what about you? What have you been checking out?
Yeah, so I almost finished with season 1 of Twin Peaks. I finally got back into it, and really excited to keep watching that. Haven't watched any more of the 4 seasons yet, but I want to keep watching season 2 of that. But yeah, just, I haven't ridden my Peloton that many times since we last talked, but I did get back on it this morning. So I was pretty proud of myself. And since we last talked, I did go for a run once. So that's my
I know
update.
You updated me on that. I was like, look at you. Meanwhile, guys, before we started recording, I told the story of how I got an ice cream today. Another one, yes. And I ate it with one hand, just eating it like an animal. And I was like, yeah, this is getting out of control. This is bad. Summer by depression. But nevertheless, I think that's really cool.
I put some ice cream in my protein smoothie this evening.
Yeah, whenever she was like, well, I was out of almond milk, so I had to make it with water. I grimaced, and then she goes, but I put some ice cream in it, and I'm like, thank God,
So yeah, that's my update. We're just looking forward to concerts next month. We both have some concerts to look forward to.
It's going to be healing. I can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. I can't believe that after July, I will have seen Joe 12 times.
Oh my God. I say, I'm not judging because it's Joe. I'm like, yeah, girly.
Like, oh gosh. But anyway.
But you know what? You get your money's worth each show.
You do.
There you go.
I don't regret it. I don't regret any of the times that I've seen him. It's been a blast. So definitely.
Are you
going to
try to do Barricade?
No, I have like actual seats at all the shows that I'm going to. Yeah.
Concert going millennial edition. I love that.
Yeah. I'm like, upgraded life situation. But yeah, the Baltimore shows, I have seats. They're decent seats both times, I think. Not like super high up or anything, but like they're not like, it's not standing room on the floor, which is good.
Ooh, okay.
And then in Richmond, I'm super excited. Mandy got us those tickets. They are
Sick.
VIP, but they're like seats because like the first few rows of seats were also VIP. So
I love that. Yeah.
Well, I think we're in like the second row, so we'll just be like right behind all of the people that are standing at the amphitheater, and then we'll still get like the merch and stuff like that.
I'm excited about 100%.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. So, because I've been using my Joe, like
it's
second
perfect
one.
sized.
Yeah, the one that has the thank you on the one side, like, which I love. I've gotten like compliments on it before too, because
it's
like
adorable.
sometimes I have that thank you side like out, and people think it's so like clever because
like,
it looks
did you
like
get
a
that at
grocery
Trader
bag.
Joe's? And you're like,
Yeah.
I got it at Joe's. Yeah, love that.
So I've been using that every day, like for my stuff to like go to yoga and stuff like that. So it's great.
Love that.
So yeah, so hopefully we get another cool tote bag this summer. Yeah, so let's get started.
Let's get into it.
Summer is my absolute favorite season. And I think as a kid, like, it's hard to not like summer the most because you don't have to go to school.
Yeah, it's awesome. You don't know what property taxes are. Life's
Yeah.
great.
But like, I know a lot of people like don't love the hot weather, but I do love the hot weather.
Sick freak.
I mean, I had, air conditioning my entire life, so I didn't have to worry about that. But
That's true. Yeah.
It does get pretty hot in Maryland. Like we have like 90 to 100 degree days in the summer, and
it's
pretty
like around
humid.
here.
Yeah. But I just feel like also because that's when like school's out, that's when I feel like I usually traveled the most when I was a kid, and the weather was nice and stuff like that. It's weird now to be able to like go on vacation. And also because I was a teacher for like a long time.
There you go, yeah.
And summers off, so that's the only time I could travel also. So it's like I associate summer with like travel as well. So that has a big that factor is pretty big into like,
and you're
why
outside
I like it.
more, you're soaking up the sun, you're
the vitamin
able to
D,
go.
like
Yep.
So I feel like my mood is better in the summer. So there's just like so much about the summer that I like. But we're gonna do 5 categories. So the first one I really like about summer, and this is very like obvious, I guess, is like going to the beach. I live in Maryland, so we have, the Atlantic Ocean like on the coast of Maryland. It's like a 3-hour drive from where I live, so it's
really
not like
that far?
super close. Yeah, like
Fuck,
a
man, I'm
little
like
under
20
3
minutes
hours.
from the ocean. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it's reasonable to get there. And growing up, my grandparents lived at the beach, so we basically went there all the time, multiple times a year to visit them. But like, we would go for longer in the summer, obviously. So
Tell me if this ever like triggers a huge memory of like the beach in summer for you when you smell sunscreen. For me,
Yeah,
I'm like, it's
absolutely.
June, July, and August here.
yeah, love the smell of sunscreen. It's like very like, yeah, definitely triggering, but like in a good way of like the beach. We also like there's a boardwalk in Ocean City, so like not
I
just
love
like
that.
the beach during the day, but that like nostalgia of like carnival rides and like boardwalk food, like French fries, ice cream, pizza,
Fried dough.
like funnel cake. Oh my gosh. Saltwater taffy. Like it's just like nostalgia of like all of that. And like
Now,
the boardwalk is
Are you somebody that stays on the beach? Yeah, it probably does. Yeah. Literally our like most popular beach like got raided by the National Guard recently because there's so much fighting, and I'm like, way to make us proud, Mass.
Yeah.
Whoops. But it can be fun at any age, as a kid to a teenager to an adult. Now, were you somebody you stuck on the boardwalk, stuck on the beach tanning, or were you in the ocean?
We would stay on the beach all day, but it would be like we would go in the water, cool off, swim. When I was little, I was in the water a lot with my brothers.
Yeah, because you don't feel cold. You're like, this is great. Yeah.
Yeah. And we would, be jumping over the waves and stuff like that.
Were your parents weird about the undertow?
Yeah, I mean, I need to like knock on wood when I say this, but like I never.
They say swim sideways.
Yeah, you swim parallel to the beach.
You know,
I know
forget.
this. You never forget. But like they would usually like, tell us if it was like bad, like they would have like a flag or something like that. I don't know the lifeguard language.
Have you ever
that
surfed?
They speak. No, boogie boarding.
Hashtag white girl, yeah.
Yeah, but I've never been on a surfboard before. I've been on a stand-up paddleboard, which I love, but not in the ocean because that's
scary.
Very scary. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you went out far enough where the waves weren't breaking, it would be okay, but I'd prefer like rivers and the bay and stuff for that.
Where, a huge ass octopus doesn't live, creeping beneath you. Yeah.
Even though I have swam with sharks. Have I said that on this podcast before?
No.
When I was in the Marshall Islands, I swam with sharks.
On purpose?
I mean, we were spearfishing. I wasn't spearfishing. I was with two guys that were spearfishing, and the sharks came because like they would like spear the fish, and then they would hook the fish on this little like piece of wire that they had wrapped around their waist. So then the sharks smelled the fish, and then they came to check it out. But
did you get in the water with them?
Yeah, I was in the water.
What the fuck, Megan?
Well, we got out because the sharks like kept like. They weren't really going away.
They were being a little too aggressive. Yeah. They were circling us.
They were kind of like dogs. Like,
my God.
Like dogs that come up and like, well, I mean, I guess you don't really know because dogs aren't usually like wild here, but in the Marshall Islands,
there were wild dogs and sharks. Wow.
Not wild dogs. They're just a little bit more feral than here, but
cool.
And there were tame ones too, but anyway, that's completely off topic.
Was the beach experience a little different in the Marshall Islands
that's
than
a good
it was
question.
back home?
So I lived there for a whole year, and it was funny because so it was basically my endless summer, like, which have you ever seen that movie?
You recommended it during that episode, yep.
Oh, okay. So it was summer the whole year, which I've never experienced.
God,
obviously.
I'd die. Yeah.
But it wasn't like you would go out and tan on the beach. Like you lived there. So it was like I did come home from teaching and like go swimming almost every day, but just to like cool off before I took a shower and got ready for the evening and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it was definitely a different experience, but I love the beach. I love just like, like you said, like sitting out on the beach, like packing a lunch, like swimming all day, like laying on your towel and getting, I don't love sand that much.
I hate sand. I'm like Anakin Skywalker. I hate sand.
Yeah, but it's like a necessary evil because I like the beach enough. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about beach movies.
Beach movies. Beach movies. So the ones that I could think of that came to mind, some of them are obvious, some of them not so much. Of course, Jaws, all-time favorite movie. The Lost Boys, which features a boardwalk.
Ooh, which I've seen that one.
You have seen that one. Spring Break, one of my favorite like 80s teen sex comedies. Another 80s teen sex comedy, Hard Bodies. And Summer School, probably my second favorite movie of all time. So
which you did tell me about on the summer episode. So I
Shoop.
have
Love him.
wanted to watch that movie since that episode. I feel like I couldn't find it on like streaming though. Do you know where it's streaming?
I'll see if it's streaming anywhere for free. You might have to rent it for like $3, but it's worth it. Like it still holds up. It's just really like charming humor and stuff, and just this, you know, teacher that got into education for June, July, and August, and he's stuck doing summer school, and you know, it's just really really cute and relatable. And there's lots of scenes of him on the beach with his dog Wonder Mutt, and even like he takes the kids on a field trip to the beach and stuff, and it's just really really cute. And like the beaches in California, I don't know if they've changed since the 80s, but they looked beautiful. There's beautiful beaches here too, but unfortunately, like once it starts getting crowded, like you know, and whoo, and
I have been to a couple beaches in California, and they were beautiful, actually.
Were they?
Yeah, I went to one in like, I don't know how to say this word. It's like Carpinteria or something.
Okay, yeah, no, I was way off.
I probably butchered it, but that was beautiful. And I went to the beach in San Diego too. And it was like cliffs. Like it was like you had to like
cool.
walk down these cliffs, which also I walked down cliffs to the beach in Italy one time. Like,
oh, look at you!
It's a little scary because it's hard. It's
My
like scary going down.
Yeah, no,
it's
bitch.
not as scary coming back up, but it's hard. Like it's like very hard physical activity. But okay, so if you were gonna tell me about one of those 80s movies, Spring Break or Hard Bodies, which one would you recommend more?
Probably Spring Break, just because it's from the director of Friday the 13th, and it's just a zany, silly comedy where these two like kind of nerds, they're heading to Florida for spring break, and they end up sharing the same room as these two like much better looking dudes who have more confidence with the ladies, and it's just a montage of like partying when you're young, back when like you could handle your beer and, you know, try to pick up like these beautiful women and stuff, and it's kind of like really sweet because they're like more modest of the, you know, group. He ends up finding a really cute girl and stuff, and the soundtrack's amazing, and just there's a lot of fun like zany montages where you're like, this looks like fun, and like yeah, it was made in the 80s, you know, so like, you know, you might see a wet t-shirt contest, but guess what, the guys do one too, so they're equal. You know, not sexist at all, but it is fun, and it's just got like a zany sense of humor, which I always like, that definitely has become lost with comedies as of this last decade. So it doesn't take itself too seriously, but the like montages of the beach, incredible. Like if that's what it looked like or still looks like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think also part of the reason I liked Lost Boys so much was like the beach, like the beach vibe, because I love that. So
that's such like a visually, like it just screams summer, but like you said, the whole boardwalk and stuff. And it's really cool. If you ever watch Jordan Peele's Us, it takes place, the opening scene, on that same exact boardwalk in like 1986, 87, and you hear the mom go, hey, do you want to go check out that movie they're filming down the boardwalk? It's The Lost Boys, which is really cool.
All right, so next category.
Whoop, whoop.
Obviously, I'm a big fan of road trips.
You are. How many states have you been to?
42 out of 50.
Wow. When I did that whole thing, I literally missed Louisiana. Rachel was like, you've been to Louisiana? And I'm like, no, I haven't. She goes,
I haven't.
You have?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah. And I was actually thinking about that because there's only a handful of states that I've only been to by flying there and didn't actually go on a road trip. So there's like Hawaii. Obviously, I didn't drive there.
Wow,
Washington
I'd be impressed.
State, I didn't drive there. Alaska, I went on the cruise. And then Texas, I've never driven to Texas. I've just flown there a couple times. There's some states like Chicago, like Illinois, I've driven there and flown there. Same with like Florida, I've driven there and flown there.
Is there a state that you've yet to visit that you really, really want to be like next?
I feel like the easiest ones to do next would be like Vermont and Rhode Island because they're kind of like the closest.
They are cool.
And
Ben
I
and
do
Jerry's
really
is
want to
made
go.
in Vermont.
Yeah, I feel like, and Noah Kahn came from Vermont.
There you go.
Bernie Sanders, like tons of stuff.
Look at that, repping. Yeah,
from
nothing
Vermont.
but goodness.
I really want to go to Oregon, and I'm kind of bummed that like now I've been to like Washington, but I didn't get to go to Oregon. So
Yeah.
that's probably like number one on my list. And then the other states are like down in like the Gulf area, like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, stuff like that.
You'll
I
like
haven't been.
Louisiana. It's
Yeah.
cool.
I really want to go to New Orleans, like really bad. But I've been on so many like big road trips, and
Now,
I love them.
if I had to ask, okay,
Mhm.
what are like 3 tips you would give anybody for a long road trip?
It's a good question. It really depends on like your style of travel, I think.
Mhm.
I like to know where I'm going to sleep each night.
Okay.
Like I don't like to just drive and find a place to sleep, or
yeah,
like,
that's how horror movies start. Yeah.
yeah, because I've done it a couple times, and like I'm like, we'll just get off at an exit and find a hotel, and then
The
they're
Clown
like,
Motel. This looks great. Yeah.
And I mean, even if it's a place where there's like a bunch of hotels, we did that, and like it took me like 3 hotels before I found one, and then it was pretty expensive.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it was just like last minute, and I'm like, this isn't worth it. Like I need to just like plan this out. I prefer Airbnbs over hotels too. And part of that was like we took Leia, and we had to find like dog friendly Airbnbs, which is a fun challenge. But that's fun for me to like find those things though. So it's also like you kind of have to like be into like trip planning and stuff like that. There's apps that you can use like just to like find things along the way. I've used like Road Trippers before.
Cool.
And yeah, just make sure that your like maps are loaded. Like, and actually like if you even with just like Apple Maps, like if you put your destination in, even if you like lose service, the GPS will keep working.
Oh,
if
technology.
if you don't end the route, because then if you end the route and like try to reload it again and you don't have service, you might not be able to get it. So it's like kind of nice to know that like if you just leave it alone, it'll stay and the GPS will keep working even if you don't have service. But like that's kind of stressful sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I guess those are my tips.
I mean, those are good. I'm usually like somebody who gets that motion sickness, so I'm that asshole that needs to either be driving, which good luck everyone.
I have to drive.
Or front seat.
Yeah, I'm like the driver. Like I prefer to drive when.
And I'd say like don't start off with a coffee first thing in the morning because you're gonna have to pee a bunch of times.
Yeah, but you need it, and that's actually something that I've done in the past. Is before like a big trip or a road trip, I'll try to cut out caffeine a couple weeks before.
Smart. Yep.
But then I start drinking it again on the trip. But it actually like does something for me rather than just
your tolerance
being, like,
is low. Yeah,
exactly.
See, that's really, really smart. I like that.
Wow.
Oh,
and lots of water, like especially if you're going places with like higher elevations. Like I feel like I told you this when we went to Denver last year. I was like, you need to start hydrating like 2 weeks before we go, because
Stacey getting over COVID, it was like she took a corpse to Denver. I was like, like it's a legit thing, guys.
When you're in the mountains and in those higher elevations, like it's like you get so dehydrated so fast, and like you can't breathe as well. So
I want to go to a Buc-ee's one day. I've never traveled down south enough. I want to experience a Buc-ee's.
Did I tell you when I went that I went to one?
No.
So when I went to visit, when I went to the Hotel Mira show in Nashville with Mandy and Amanda, then I went to the one in Atlanta, and then Mandy drove me to Nashville from Atlanta. Yeah. And there was a Buc-ee's on the way, and we stopped, and it was glorious. And she was like, do you want to take a picture with the mascot? And I was like, no, I don't want to take a picture with the mascot. 20 minutes later, I'm on Instagram.
Kicking yourself.
Mike from Hotel Mira post a picture with the mascot. We were like 20 minutes ahead of them on the road.
I love that. Yeah,
So,
I've always wanted to go. My sister and my brother-in-law went, and they were like, Stacey, it's overstimulating. They literally
yeah.
have
I was like, I
everything.
feel like I went to Disney World. Like,
That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love the story of, I don't know what state it was, but two girls ran into Joe Keery, and he clocked one of their
out
Bucky
of
shirts.
Bucky's.
And he
No.
was like, I like your shirt. And I'm like, look at that. So I feel like
Yeah.
I'm missing out. Like truck stops back when I was in college, like they looked like they belonged in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
You did not want to sit on the toilet, let alone pull over for gas. So good to know. Look at that.
Yeah,
Love
but
that.
drink lots of water, even though you feel like you're gonna like stop and go pee a lot. Like you really aren't gonna go as much as you think you are, and then it's good to stop and get out and walk a little bit anyway.
Stretch your legs,
So
yeah.
like I do stop a pretty decent amount when I'm doing a road trip. So, and that's the other thing, like plan little activities to do to stop so that you're not just like driving straight through. Like I love like a roadside attraction, like
Oh, I love those. A tourist
Yeah.
trap. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. The biggest
Yeah.
ball of twine. You're like, we have to go.
Mhm, exactly. So
Love those. And of course, like killer playlist, of course. And I would say
yeah.
like good podcast. I mean, guys, if you
Mhm.
want to listen to us, we'll keep you company. I remember
Yeah.
at one point, like, I don't know, one time I was driving back from Horror Hunt, I decided to tell the girls in the car like an entire Tales from the Crypt episode, but it was me saying it, like telling it like a story. And they're all like, you're freaking us out, Stacey. And I'm like, this is the only way I can stay awake or we're going to go off the road. So yeah. Or, rent Stacey out. I'll tell you a Tales from the Crypt episode. So road trip movies, there's a lot, but I was thinking there's a classic 70s one called Race with the Devil with Peter Fonda. It's really, really good. My parents used to show it to me all the time, and I was like, oh my God. And a little Stranger Things coded because there's an RV, a Winnebago,
Oh.
Another Stranger Things connection, The Hitcher, the original Hitcher. Screw the remake, but the original with a young, gorgeous C. Thomas Howell. He's driving cross country, and he's trying to drop a car off and unfortunately picks up a hitchhiker. Jeepers Creepers, very scary.
That's a road trip?
That's a road trip movie. Brother and sister driving back from Florida from college to go home. Girl, that shows you mind your own fucking business when you're on a road trip.
Yeah.
The original Vacation, which is just a classic. Everything that can go wrong goes wrong. And Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He goes like from coast to coast looking for his damn bike. So all classics.
This is a random, not like quite a road trip movie, but did you see I made like some memes the other day, and one of the ones was like somebody posted this on Threads, and it was like, every year I get older, I understand this guy a little bit more. Do you remember seeing that?
Into the Wild.
Into the Wild.
That's a depressing as fuck movie.
It's so good though. Like I
Thank
also
you,
read
Sean
the book.
Penn. Yeah. I remember
Um,
my dad was watching and he's like, this poor kid, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. And I'm like, isn't this based on a true story? Like,
It was true story, yeah. But like I kind of like, I just like was.
would you
I
count that as a
kinda would-
road trip? Or
I
like,
mean,
I'm
sort
going into the
of.
Alaskan wilderness to die accidentally.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to do his.
You're like,
trip.
you want to go to the fucking bus, you sick fuck? Some
Kinda.
hippie bullshit going on here.
Also, this is a connection to a Netflix documentary, but do you remember when I told you that that documentary about the guy and the girl, and they were from Florida, but they went on like this road trip, and then she like turned up dead.
Gabby Petito?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
When they were in Utah, they went to these like hot springs.
The
I've
same
been
ones
there.
you went to?
Yeah.
Do you remember when, like, the boyfriend was missing and Dog the Bounty Hunter was like, I will find him? And somebody made a meme. They went, if literally Dog the Bounty Hunter finds him, we shouldn't have to pay taxes anymore. Damn.
So those are my like random depressing connections.
Yeah, like, take the two most fucking bleakest shit in the world things. Okay.
And then the other movie that just kept coming to mind when we were talking road trips is Crossroads.
I'm
And it's
hanging up.
probably because
I'm leaving
Charlie
the studio.
Mike mentioned it.
Do you know
but-
Shonda Rhimes actually directed that, who created
Grey's Anatomy?
I'm like, girlfriend.
She's cool. Yeah. I think it's a decent movie.
Remember the scene where she's singing "Bye Bye Bye" because she was dating that piece of
Justin
shit Justin
Timberlake.
Timberlake at the time, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So, of your movies that you picked, I don't know. The Hitcher sounds pretty interesting.
It's probably
I haven't seen it.
I've written papers on it for the cinematography and stuff. It's beautifully, beautifully shot. Acted really, really well. Like at the time, C. Thomas Howell was like this huge rising star. It's before he made Soul Man and kind of fucked his career up. But Rutger Hauer, the guy who plays the hitchhiker in it, it's very simplistic. And you don't really see a whole lot on screen, but it's almost like 10 times more chilling what you can imagine is happening.
Would it be too scary for me?
I don't think so, honestly,
Okay.
because he's like falsely accused because this guy is like murdering families cross country and they think it's him. And it's him trying to prove his innocence. And this one like waitress at a truck stop believes him. And it's just the music. First of all, you've heard it in Stranger Things. It's hauntingly beautiful. And like there's a lot of symbolism of death and stuff and having to face your fears. But they act their asses off in it. And it's just the landscape is so beautiful. And it was written by Eric Red, who later on went on to write Near Dark, one of my favorite, like kind of Western vampire cowboy movies that came out like a year later. And just something about like he must have been from those areas, like the West and stuff. And it's just seeing the like lone desert highways probably before, everything got built into freeways. It's hauntingly beautiful. So we should definitely do a movie night and watch it.
Mm-hmm. You still haven't watched Y Tu Mama Tambien, have you? That's a road
What's
trip
that?
movie too. It's Diego Luna. It's like a Spanish movie. Well, Spanish
Yes.
language movie.
You
They're
were
in
telling me about
Mexico.
that.
Yeah. They go on a
I
road
bet
trip.
it's beautifully shot, right?
It's gorgeous for sure.
Mm.
And the people are beautiful too, so that helps.
That always helps, baby. Always.
I'm like thinking of the most random road trip connections right now.
You pulled that one out there. That one was a little more positive, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I told you when I was driving back from Fan Expo Philly, I stopped at like what looked like a horror scene, like gas station, like two little Bell pumps and like nobody inside. So I'm pumping gas and this guy on a motorcycle like was already there. And he was like, "Excuse me, do you have jumper cables?" And already like my late mother's voice is like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. He's going to kill you. He's going to decapitate you and like run you over with the motorbike." And I went, "No." And it was like almost midnight and there was nothing around us. So he looked so defeated and he was like, "Oh, man." And you could just tell he's trying to get a signal on his phone. So I went, "Don't be a piece of shit, Stacey." So I went, actually, I looked at my back. No, I didn't. He saw me just still standing at the pump. And I went, "I do have jumper cables." So I'm like, oh my God, what if this guy attacks me? Like, what do I do? He's not going to attack you, Stace. But I'm like, I'll light him on fire with the gas that I'm overpaying for. So I gave him a jump and he right away lit up and he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And I felt so good. So he drives off. I get in my car. I'm playing like smut, like literally like a book being read out loud to me. And suddenly the headlights start dimming as I'm driving on the highway. And the read out loud smut is like going in and out. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Pull over to an even shadier truck stop surrounded by cars. Got out. And I don't think he did it on purpose, but this would be a perfect chilling story if he did. Literally one of the cable, cables were like almost like undone a little bit. And I think he did it accidentally because there's no motorbike coming to get me. But literally I'm like, son of a bitch, this is what I get for being a good person. So I had to tighten it, surrounded by all these fucking truck drivers who were probably doing God knows what. And I got back on the road and I was like, the moral of this story is don't help people.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Could you imagine? He probably was like hearing me lie about getting the jumper cables and he's like, "She's not worth it." But like, even if it was by accident, I was like, son of a whore. And then it started raining once I hit the road. My night vision's terrible. You're taking your life in your hands if you drive at night with me. And I went, oh no. Like it was bad.
So this isn't a movie connection, but it's a music connection. But I think one of my favorite places I ever went on a road trip was, do you know in the Eagles song, "Take It Easy"? And it's like standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Like, do you know that lyric? I went to Winslow, Arizona.
I heard it's so hot. My ex is from there. It's so hot.
They have like a whole little statue and like like little scene set up
For the Eagles?
for this song. Yeah.
I love that I go Hotel California and you're like, no, Stacey.
No, that's a good song too. I love that song. That's scary. That song has always like freaked me out as a kid. I would just like trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like, is this a horror movie?
Check in, but you can't check out.
Camping.
Camp/hiking, baby.
So as a kid, again, my family, we would go camping, tent camping, like 3 to 4 times a year.
Oh my God.
Like, and it would be like, usually we would go over the summer at some point. A lot of times we would go like Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would go like in the fall too. But it was just like so fun to just like, even if we weren't going that far away, just like to like sort of get away from everything for the weekend. And like, it's like, you have to bring everything that you need, and you have to cook it outside, and like it's just like a vibe. Like, so
I've never gone camping. I can actually say this. I've never gone. So that's no.
It's a lot. Like, I haven't been as much as an adult, because
everything hurts.
Yeah, and it's like, you really want to sleep on the floor or an air mattress. Like,
I like glamping. That looks enticing.
Yeah, but there's just something really like, I don't know, just like
being in nature, right?
And just like sleeping in a tent is like, I feel like I've told you this before. Have I told you this before? We used to, like, for my birthday parties, speaking of my birthday, I would invite all my friends at the end of the school year, and I would have like camping birthday parties where we would set up tents in my backyard.
See, that's cute. I like that.
Or my
I've done
front
that.
yard. Yeah. So, and we would all sleep outside in tents and like pretend we were camping, but we were like at my house. So
camping suburban style. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm just so scared of fucking animals. Like, I've seen too many I survived episodes where they're like, I left the trail mix out. Next thing you know, a bear was eating me. And I'm like,
it was like you had to be careful. Like, you had to like make sure your food was like in the car or like in some sort of secure situation, because like raccoons, bears, stuff would get it. Like, so, and that definitely happened. But like, there's no like where you live too and where I live, there's no like grizzly bears or shit like that. Like, black bears are not gonna like kill you. Like, they're pretty small and usually not violent, so they just want the food.
girl, even a raccoon, like, I don't know, memories of like, because my parents used to have a cottage, up in New Hampshire, and it was off a lake and stuff, which thank God they got rid of that before like me and Alexis became teenagers. With our crowds, we would have burnt that place down, but it would have been a lot of fun burning it down. But I remember like going on like nightly like walks on the trails with her, and one night there was a skunk, and like that piece of shit took off running in the darkness, and I don't have a flashlight, so I'm like, and I just ran the opposite direction. So we both ran in opposite directions. Like, not really great survival
Why
instinct.
didn't you have a flashlight?
Because we were dumb kids. Like, that's why. Really dumb kids.
Flashlights are like so fun camping.
I was so proud of myself. Like, the other day, Pedro needed a flashlight. He was working downstairs. And I literally
Did you have the Stranger Things
my
one?
Stranger Things one. I went, I knew I bought this for a reason. He's looking at me like, Jesus Christ, Stacey. But yeah, the outdoors, like, the bugs and stuff. But something about like a campfire, making some s'mores.
Which I didn't like s'mores as a kid, because one time.
How do you say it?
S'mores.
S'mores?
S'mores. S'mores.
You're killing me, Smalls. If anybody got that reference?
One time I got sick after I ate s'mores.
Oh, no.
And so then I wouldn't eat them for like a long time. That happened to me with a lot of random things when I was a kid. Like, if I like threw up after eating something,
it would ruin it.
I wouldn't eat it again for years and years.
I once ate calamari that my grandfather totally got drunk making and didn't refrigerate the night before, and everyone was like, Stacey, don't do it. And I'm like, this is delicious. Give me another bowl. I can't even look at calamari ever again.
Which is
Like,
depressing because it's delicious.
it is. But like as a kid, like if you were to throw up after something, that food was ruined for the longest time. But I feel like s'mores is just such like, I don't know, people that roast hot dogs, good for them. I know you don't because you don't eat hot dogs.
I used to like roasting hot dogs though. And I would roast a vegan hot dog. I would roast the shit out of a vegan hot dog.
Yeah, you would. I always think of the little chubby kid from Stand By Me when he drops his hamburger and he's like, oh shit, and then he's like, oh fuck you guys, I got it back, and it's all covered in soot.
Yeah, but you just burn off the dirt. So anyway, there was also like my favorite place that we went camping was a place called Cunningham Falls State Park in Maryland.
Ooh.
And it had like this waterfall.
Oh,
and,
the waterfall.
No, so that's a different waterfall. But the waterfall at
Goddamn
Cunningham
waterfalls
Falls
are in your state.
I have a lot of waterfalls in my state, actually.
You could say she's chasing them.
And I have favorites. So Cunningham Falls is one of my favorites. And it's like more like boulders and like the water's kind of like trickling down in a lot of different places. But I remember as a kid, we would go all the way to the top and there was this like deep area of water where you could like jump in and it was like really cold and it was like very like, I don't know, it felt like a little swimming hole
felt
type
alive,
situation.
yeah.
But my favorite waterfall is actually closer to my house. It's called Kilgore Falls. And it was in the movie Tuck Everlasting, which that movie
though,
I love the book, and I read the book when I was in like 5th grade. So it was kind of like exciting when they were making a movie because they were filming it around here and like
Jonathan Jackson, gorgeous.
Yeah, and I like the movie, but just like it's kind of the whole thing is kind of depressing to me.
Don't be afraid of death, Winnie. Only the unlived life.
Yeah,
I feel like he was here. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good quotes about like summer in that book and stuff too. So there's this like one quote that I like share like every year. Like I think it's about like the first day of August, like or something like that. But
could you imagine?
Yeah, but the waterfall,
forever?
The waterfall is so fun, and I wanted to.
Is it beautiful?
Today. Yeah, and it's not like huge, but it's like it's just like a waterfall and it's pretty and you can like swim right underneath of it and you can like go behind it and stuff like.
But you said the weather was bad today. You couldn't go, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't go today because the weather was crappy. I was going to take Leia. I usually take her. I think last year I took her on my birthday.
You being a nature girly. Guys, the first time I arrived at her house, she was like, let's go for a walk. And I'm like, do what now? And she took me for a little walk around, a park. And it was lovely,
Did you go? Did we go? I thought you said I thought we didn't go.
We went for a walk because you were showing me all the little like monkey tail ball things. And you were like, look at those. And then you took a picture of me and I look like I'm fighting for my life, even though it was all like no incline whatsoever. But
yeah,
I was
it's very
like
flat.
I'm like, oh, you like a hike. You like a walk. You like to sleep outside. You like nature.
Yeah, I do. Guilty.
You know what? More power to you. But
camping movies.
The movies that I could think of that weren't like all horror was The Burning, obviously, great movie. Almost like a copycat, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th 1 through 7, because then his ass goes to Manhattan and hell and it gets out of control.
But Shane loves it.
Shane loves Jason Takes Manhattan. And I'm like, oh, Shane. Kisses his forehead. Sleepaway Camp, I've mentioned that before. Great twist of an ending. Deliverance. I rented that far too young. Like, that's like a road trip / vacation gone wrong. Like, holy shit. 127 Hours, even though I hate James Franco now and he's a creep, that's based on a true story about the guy who was like going through all these like mountains and like caves and stuff and his arm gets stuck under the boulder and he had to cut it off.
I think I might have watched that.
It's directed by Danny Boyle, who's a really good director, UK director. And I liked the style of it because I remember like when my English teacher in high school read it and he was like, guys, you have to read the book, which I did. And that poor guy, like, to to have the adrenaline as weak as you are doing that, yikes. That's why you always tell people where you're going. And last but not
Yeah.
least, Parada, one of my favorite summer picks. It's a Jaws ripoff, but you get to see the lake, the river.
Piranha. I think my
the
brother
beach.
liked that when I was a kid. Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's just like quirky and silly. And you get to see like people do camp in it. You know, there's a summer
Okay.
camp. You see people hiking and stuff. And you would actually really vibe with it because it takes place all
Okay.
up this mountain. So it's really
yeah,
cool.
I think that might be my number one pick to watch from that list.
Yeah. It's a ton of fun.
But I feel like I've seen 127 hours. It also made me think of like, what's the one where the guy's like trying to climb the mountain too? Like, have you ever seen that movie?
Like
It's-
Everest?
No, it's
K2.
I think he's trying to like go up this like flat like face like rock climbing situation, but what it was
Oh,
like
like
a good
Vertical
movie.
Limit?
Maybe.
Vertical Limit's crazy. Like, I don't know how people do that. Whew.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
But yeah,
like
with hiking
rock
guys,
climbing and hiking type movies, like they're
know your shit.
scary. Yeah.
You know, like there's the movie The Descent, which is really scary. You would not like it, but they're like going inside a cave to go cave like climbing. And
Yeah.
it's crazy, but like I feel like you got to know your shit. You got to have good gear. Tell somebody where you're going, obviously. And I'm against weapons, but you know what? Grab a stick if somebody's attacking you and just be like, I'm going to stick it up your ass and like
Yeah.
fight crazy with crazy, you know?
I also was in Girl Scouts, you know this about me. And I would go to this summer camp. Like I went like 2 or 3 years in a row, and we would go like whitewater rafting and spelunking, which is like caving. And it was fun. You were like literally like climbing through these spaces that like you were on your belly, like
Nope.
going through, and there was like muddy water that you're like kind of like shimmying through to get through this cave. Like it was
Guys, look on my face. Pure horror. I'm
I
thinking of
loved
like a
it
mixture
so
of like
much.
just horrible cave incidents, The Descent, and in Deliverance, they go white water rafting. And I'm like, oh, what a fun trip.
Whitewater
until-
rafting is so fun until you fall out.
Yeah, when I feel like I'm being beaten inside a wet bag, like sign me up. Oh
Wait,
my
I feel like
God.
there was something else I was gonna say about. Oh, and also it's in the same state park. Rock State Park is in
Mhm.
like Maryland, close to where I live. That's where the waterfall is. That was in Tuck Everlasting. But there's also this thing called the King and Queen seat, and I think it's this like rock formation, but like
Mhm.
it looks sort of like kind of throne-esque. And I think like it was
Ooh.
an area that like Native Americans that used to live in this area would like use.
Mm.
But the hike up there is like dangerous and people climb all over it, and it's like a fall. Many people have died like falling
Really?
from this king and queen seat. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But like it's a cool hike, and you actually don't have to hike up. If you can drive up, and then it's like you can just walk out on there, but like it's scary.
Okay.
Like it's
I don't
it's
like up high. Nope.
yeah, like and people just go out, and it's like a straight fall. If you fall, you're gone. Like
Oh my God.
yeah. So it's very scary to
I'd
me,
have a
but like
rope tied around my waist.
it's
like
like
it
a
would be
really
bad.
cool view for sure. But yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely gorgeous places, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
I can, you know what? I'll look it up online. I'll live through you.
Yeah.
I love that you were in the Girl Scouts, so you would know like, oh, the moss is growing on this side of the tree. We'll follow the North Star as I'm threatening to shove the stick up probably a park ranger's ass, who's here to help us.
So the next one was just like straight like family vacations.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now tell me, did you have a lot of those growing up? Because it
We
sounded like
did.
you guys
So-
went out a lot.
a lot of times we would just go to Ocean City. We would go to the beach because my grandparents lived there and stuff. But like my mom, when we started to get a little bit older, she was like, "It's so expensive. We can't stay at my grandparents' house anymore because there's not enough room." So it's like I don't want to spend all of this money just for a week at like the beach but like it was like my dad wanted to go there because that's where he always went as a kid.
Nostalgic, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we started going like different places. Like we did Disney a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Outer Banks one year, which was fun.
That's cool.
We went to Maine. We went to like Bar Harbor.
Good old Maine.
So that
that's
was
really cool.
Yeah, that was, and like Acadia National Park and stuff. Like, so that was a fun
Gorgeous
trip.
up there.
And one year, this was probably like our last big family vacation. We did a cruise, which was why it was kind of fun when we just went on a cruise again, because it had been like 20 years or whatever. But like one of our last family vacations was my parents on their honeymoon went to St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And we went like 20 years later, like back to St. John.
This is the result. Yeah.
As a family, which that was pretty fun.
That's really cool.
So we would usually go like every year on family vacation. My aunt would go with us a lot, who was the aunt that passed away in November, that we actually are having like a celebration of life for this weekend. So because she didn't have kids and she got divorced when I was like pretty young, and so we would take
tagged
her
along
like
That's
on our
awesome.
family vacations. I loved it. My grandma used to go too when she was still alive. Sometimes she would go stay with like my aunt and uncle and my cousin, but sometimes she would go with us. So yeah, it was just nice to like go somewhere new. And like,
what would you say is your favorite all-time memory going on a family vacation?
I mean, there's a couple random ones. I remember going to the Outer Banks, and there's this like, I'm going to explain it really badly, but there's this like outdoor theater where they put on this like performance about it's called like the Lost Colony, and it's like a true thing that happened. It's about Roanoke. Yeah.
Bitch.
And they like do a performance of like what maybe happens.
What did they think happened?
I don't know, like with like, well, it actually doesn't really like solve it, but like they, because like I think they think people like got sick or whatever, and then they had to go. Yeah, maybe it was ghosts. I don't know, but it's like, I just remember going there like with my aunt and my brothers and I. It was just like this like really random thing that like I never could get out of my head, because we like watched this.
They must
creepy...
have done such a good job. Yep.
Yeah. But also just like funny random stuff, like being in, I think we were in Maine, and like my youngest brother was pretty young still at that point, and my mom being worried about like us losing him and like somebody kidnapping him, and my aunt being like, don't worry, if somebody kidnaps Jesse, they're gonna bring him right back.
They're gonna bring him right back. Yep.
So stuff like that. And like we would like didn't I tell you about It's a Great Day at the Fairfield Inn in Amesbury? This is Steve speaking. How may I direct your call?
I think about that all the time now, because there's that ice cream place I want to take you to, Hodgie's, and I'm like, that's where that person always would introduce themselves answering the phone, that little like Megan and her siblings thought were a hoot.
Yeah, my brothers and I would just get like stuck on like little tiny interactions that happen, and we still laugh about them to this day. And I can still quote how Steve answered the phone at the Fairfield Inn in Amesbury, where we stayed on the way driving to Maine. But yeah.
Love that.
So fun little like random memories.
Yeah,
so.
That's cool. And cool that you have them. I went to Disney as a kid in the 90s. I was like maybe 8. And then like, unfortunately, like my mom passed away when I was 20, and we really hadn't gone anywhere, but like we'd go into Salem, Mass and stuff. And she did love Maine. She always loved Maine. But like, yeah, no, we were that family. Like it was for the best that we never really went on any vacations, because one of us would end up dead. Like,
oh yeah.
Me and Alexis like laugh
fights for
about,
sure,
there's always a fight. There's always drama. I just remember like, me and Alexis still laugh about a time like my dad was choking at a Chinese restaurant. We didn't help him. We're just laughing, watching him. And he grabbed a plate and he like threw up his nose onto the plate. And we were like, it's a classy establishment. That's why he grabbed the plate. by the time he could speak again, he was like, my 2 fucking daughters doing absolutely nothing to help me. And we're like, it looks like we were trying to explain it to Sean. We were like, looks like a faucet had been turned on with his nose. Like, that's the kind of like memories we have. But I do love that. That's lovely. Yeah, no, my sister lives up in Maine, and it can be really, really nice and a lot of fun. You know, I had to kind of explain what, like, you know, a bear was to her in Ogunquit. And she had zero idea. And then she went, oh. And I went, oh, yeah. And I looked at Sean and I went, they would love him. And she immediately was like, they would. So, like, those are the kind of memories I'm making. But
we went whale watching. That was fun.
You killed me when you said on the cruise you saw a whale. And for some dumbass reason, I was like, that was my witchcraft. I made the whale appear. That's my only power. I can make a whale appear
whale
at random.
Watching in Maine and saw like humpback whales and stuff.
Look at that. Yeah. Maine is just a magical place. It really is. Yeah. It's, you know, Stephen King, I get it. But no, I was thinking about vacation movies, and I was like, well, there's obviously both the original and the remakes, The Hills Have Eyes, which... Sidebar, I remember seeing it in 2006, the remake, and I was at a cinema, and this woman, like, fucking face planted carrying popcorn up the stairs, and, like, you could tell everybody wanted to laugh, and her boyfriend tried to help her up, and she was like, God damn it, Frank! And, like, they got up and sat back down, and then I remember a coworker of mine must have been in the same theater, because he, like, this is back during MySpace, he, like, wrote about it on MySpace. He was like, I saw some bitch fall up the stairs, and she was yelling at her boyfriend, Frank, and I'm like, oh my God, I was there! So that's my memory with Hills Have Eyes.
So where are they going on vacation in that movie?
I think they're headed to Los Angeles, and they're like towing an RV, and it's literally a family and like the wife's husband and their newborn baby. And they're like, you really shouldn't go through these parts of the desert. They've been doing testing, you know, and a lot of it is like off limits. And well, they break down and people are living up in the hills, and it's fucking horrible. Like, it
sounds
spooky.
really terrifying.
Wes Craven, who made A Nightmare on Elm Street, he made the original, and like, yeah, like thankfully, like,
scarier
it's a happy
than Freddy Krueger, though. Freddy Krueger was not
100%.
Scary to me.
Like, oh my God! And then the remake's like 10 times more graphic. So you're like, what the fuck, man? Like, what? Why? This is why I don't travel. The Mutilator's great. We're gonna go on a fall break, and they go to a beach house on the beach. Filmed somewhere in Jersey, and it sure looked it. Cabin Fever, the original Eli Roth's, about a flesh-eating bacteria disease that's wiping through the woods, and you can't drink the water, which people don't know. Love Is Now, that's actually a really cute romance movie made in Australia. Love that movie, and they go kind of on a road trip on bikes, and they go on vacation to different spots across the country. April Fool's Day, they go to Miss Muffy's lake house. Vegas Vacation, probably my all-time favorite fucking comedy of all time. Quote it all the time. And then Where the Boys Are, 1984. A bunch of girls decide to go to spring break, and it's like spring break, but with girls. And they have a blow-up doll, and it ends up popping, and they give it a funeral, and they throw it in the ocean. And then they're like, no, we should grab that. Like, a whale might get stuck in it. So
I think I need to watch Vegas Vacation. I've never
Vegas
seen it.
Vacation, literally, it's amazing. It's like Wayne Newton starts hitting on the wife, and you see like this old lady go, I've gone to a show every night for the last 27 years. He's never serenaded someone before. And you just see like Chevy Chase looking as she's being serenaded by Wayne Newton. And he goes to like the worst buffet, which I have posted about before, and like the worst casino. But it's amazing, and it's very quotable.
How many of those vacation movies are there?
There's Vacation, then there's European Vacation, then there's Christmas Vacation, then there's Vegas Vacation. Then they remade it with one of the guys from The Office. It's not the same. Only the original 4 are the best. But Vegas was just like, it's so freaking ridiculous. Like, they go to visit, like, their, like, cousins that are, you know, living in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, let me grab a babysitter. And he just tips over a box of snakes, and all the little kids run to go try to grab all the snakes. Like, it's
that's
so
crazy.
Bad. But actually, I have a fake ID because the son is played by Ethan Embry. You'd probably recognize him from That Thing You Do. He was in a bunch of movies like Can't Hardly Wait in the 90s. And he's underage, but he wants to gamble and he wants to go to the bar. So he gets a fake ID on the strip. And his name is Mr. Papa Giorgio. And they actually like buy it. And literally he's getting like VIP suites and stuff. And he's winning cars on like, you know, slot machines. So I have a Mr. Papa Giorgio ID in the back of my phone all the time. I'm like, just in case. Just in case.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, definitely need to watch that. I feel like
You've been to Vegas, right?
I have been to Vegas, yeah.
Dirty town.
Would I be able to, should I watch like all the vacation movies, or can I just like skip to Vegas
you can skip
vacation?
them. I do recommend the first one. Like
Okay.
it's so fucking funny. But like the first one, like their old aunt is with them, and like this isn't a spoiler, but like she's a bitch and she ends up dying, and the kids are like, we're not riding in the back with a corpse. So he like looks and he puts a tarp, and you see like it's clearly a body covered in a tarp, and they're driving, and he's like, we're just gonna leave it at your cousin's house, and she goes, it's not it's your aunt, and he's like, I'll say a few words, and like it's just him crashing out because everything that can go wrong goes wrong. It's fantastic, and the places they stay suck. But Vegas Vacation is just the most quotable, and it's just fantastic. And I've never been to Vegas, so I'm like, I have to fulfill this Chevy Chase dream of just going. And you said it's a lot of fun, so I might have to try it.
Okay, last one.
Last one.
So this one is European/international travel.
Now, have you done a lot of international traveling? This
Not
is
a
coming from
ton.
someone no passport.
Yeah, so I lived in the Marshall Islands for the year. That was one country I've been to. Went to
Okay.
Mexico, but just on the cruise. Bahamas was just on the cruise that I recently went on. And then one summer I went to England and Italy, and I was in Italy for like a whole month.
Italy, I would thrive.
Yeah, love Italy.
How good
so
was the
much.
food?
Amazing. Like even just the random like little pizzeria in the town that I lived in, like I would go there every single day. Like
That's why I love
gelato.
the second
Oh my
gelato.
God.
That's why I love
Yeah.
the second season of The White Lotus, because it takes place in Italy and you have Theo James walking around. But like it
Yeah.
looks gorgeous, and you've probably been to most of those places.
Not really where they were, but yeah, I've been to Rome, Venice,
Oh, cool.
Florence, and then the little town that I lived in was called Camerano, and it was on the Adriatic like coast, and Ancona is like the region.
I love
Or
that
the,
I'm nodding along like I know what you're talking about. So just keep
the
going.
bigger city that it was near
Oh,
was
okay.
called Ancona. So it was kind of random, but it was very beautiful and loved it. And just was in London for like a couple days on the way there and the way back. So
I heard the food's a little bland.
I am internationally traveling next week though. I'm going
You
to
sure
Canada
are.
for the
Where
first
you going,
time.
girl?
Calgary for Stampede.
Guys, we're gonna get photos of her wearing a cowgirl hat.
No.
Gonna have spurs on. Get
I
ready.
highly doubt it, but working on the boots, but we'll see.
Love that.
But yeah, I'm going to see Hotel Mira open for Modest Mouse at a concert there
Very cool.
during the Stampede Festival, so it should be fun.
Now, where is your dream destination internationally to go to?
Oh, well, I'm also manifesting another Europe trip later this year, so we'll
Okay.
put that
I'll
out
wave my magic
there.
wands. Yep.
Because I do really want to go to Amsterdam. This is bad because I feel like I should go other places, but I would love to go back to Italy. Like,
I mean, why not? It's beautiful. Yeah.
So like if I had the opportunity to go back to Italy, I would probably pick that over like anywhere else. But I mean, I would love to go to Australia.
I would love to go if there wasn't so many goddamn things that could kill you. Like their
Yeah.
spiders look like crabs.
And so here's my movie connection for international travel. And
Oh.
I'm shocked that these movies have not come up on the podcast previously, but I was a big fan of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Of course you were.
So, Passport to Paris, loved it.
Yes.
When
Yep.
I watched Emily in Paris, I was like, this is just grown-up Passport to Paris. Like,
I love that. Oh my God.
and I have not been to Paris yet, so manifesting that actually as well. But when in Rome, classic, loved it. Got to live my dreams when I
know
actually
someone who went
to
to Rome because of the Lizzie McGuire movie. They were like, I went to visit
Oh.
the fountain.
100%.
And right away I see your eyes light up and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it was When in Rome for me. I mean, Lizzie McGuire movie was okay, but When in Rome,
That's
watched
where it was at.
over and over again. I had the VHSs of these movies. I just watched them all the time. I wish I still had them. Like what? Like why would I ever get rid of that? Like where are they?
Physical media, man.
Yeah. And then
I love that they've just made their money and now they're just
Winning London was also another good one. They were doing like a what was it called? Like a Model UN conference, and like there was like did we talk about this? There was like a hostage situation. And when did this come up? But anyway, it was like a fake hostage situation and they had to like figure out what they would do. It was fantastic. Like I loved this movie so much. But that just made me want to go to all those places. They also had one where they went to Australia, which is another big reason why I want to go to Australia. But like
you need to check out on HBO Max Conan Without Borders, where he goes to different places around the world. Hands down, the funniest episode is Australia. Like, it's fantastic.
My parents watch Rick Steves all the time, and I loved him when I was like in college and stuff. Like, I liked to like buy his like guidebooks and stuff and just like read them for fun.
Wow.
But yeah, so I haven't done a ton of international travel, but trying to do more. And Mary-Kate and Ashley were a big influence in my wanting to travel to these places.
Yeah, they just made their money, and I love the photo of them at the pandemic, like taking a walk with a machete, and they have like a bottle of wine in their other hand, and I'm like, good for you guys. Good for you.
Living their best lives.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so what movies?
Well, I don't think I can top those, but Eurotrip, clearly.
Eurotrip is a classic.
Scotty doesn't know. That was a huge movie for our age range.
It was, yeah.
European Vacation's good. Probably one of my least favorites because it just like it's more of the British Monty Python humor. It's a little bizarre, but does have the funniest Rusty, who is Blake Lively's older brother. I would say also An American Werewolf in London. Don't ever watch An American Werewolf in Paris. It's horrible, but London is really good.
Is that the first one? Like,
that's the
did
first
they make Paris after London?
They made Paris in 97. It's all CGI. It's shit. It's horrible. But this was one of the first movies to win an Oscar for special effects. And it's just like got that kind of like dark humor about it because the director of Animal House like directed in Blues Brothers. But it's like everything that could go wrong when you're on a European vacation far away from home. People turn into werewolves.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Amsterdam, which right away before we started recording, I was like, be careful, Megan. Hostel. Don't ever watch it because you'll never want to go, but it takes place in Amsterdam or like
Is it
at least
super
a city.
scary? I feel like I kind of want to watch it.
You know what? We should have a movie night. It's gory. It's gory, but it's like, oh my God. And you just like, guys are so likable, even though they're not supposed to be, but you're like, no, I could see myself doing this with my friends. And it's just like, oh my God, the horrors that await. And it's like, they go to Amsterdam and they're like, it's full of tourists. So they get directed to another small city and bad things happen. But we could do a movie night about that. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about it.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think top of that list is I need to watch American Werewolf in London.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all sound really good to me. So
look at you. You're like, you know what? Marathon.
Well, this was so fun.
We're gonna have a ton of fun.
You guys, you have to like make a list of all the movies because I feel like I remember most of them, but
I got them.
Yeah, we'll have to post a list. And thanks for talking about travel in summer with me.
Anytime. And you know what? In advance, happy freaking birthday, Megan.
Oh, thank you. I like making a big deal out of my birthday.
No.
But thank you. Hopefully I'll have a fun day.
You will.
And have a fun week.
Every time you say Stampede Fest, I think in the movie Tremors, another movie you'd love, that's like this ongoing joke between Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. Like when one's sleeping, they'll scream because they're in the desert. They'll go, Stampede! And the other one will wake up. Like, yeah. So I just think you're going to Tremors Fest, so have fun.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, it should be fun, but this was a super fun episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you got some good movie recommendations.
Absolutely.
So we will definitely post the list, and we have a lot of other fun things planned for the
We do.
summer.
Summer Skull Rock.
Our third summer of Skull Rock together.
Look at us.
Crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, follow us on social media at Skull Rock Broadcast on Instagram. Steady Stories is me. Stay Still Reviews is Stacy. Also follow us on TikTok. We're going to try to do some more stuff over there soon.
Yep.
And check us out on Patreon for bonus content and just to support our show. We would appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're going to do merch.
Yes.
Because I promised we could do merch, but we've already got the social media out of the way. So
look at that. Merch. All right. So I'm going to actually split this in two because I did have quite a lot building up, guys. So Lakeshore Records, I know that the pre-order for the season 5 vinyl will be available in stores July 17th. I know the novelization for season 5, shout out Matt, was announced, which is really cool. Can't wait for that.
And he said season 4 comes out in just a couple weeks. So
that's
season
sick.
4 comes out very soon, and season 5 is coming down the line.
Ooh, I can't wait to get those. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does such a good job with them. There are the split pops from Funko. There's Will, 11, Barb, and Hopper. Like, okay, sure, whatever. It shows like their first wave of pops from season 1 to recent. Funko, you do your thing. I know I haven't done a pop in a week for a while, but of course it has to be the latest Steve Harrington with the backwards baseball cap.
Did you get him?
I did. And they welcomed him into the Steve Army. He is beautiful. Of course, shout out to our friend Eli, sent me a wonderful package just full of great merch and stuff, some Joe magazines, a golden Demogorgon pop, which I had never had before, so really cool. The Decide Japanese CD release, Chateau original pressing, and shout out to Bezia, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. They sent me some really cool stuff, a Squawk standee to go with my Squawk collection, and some adorable Snoopy Joe stickers and keychains, which I just love that everyone's associating Joe, DJO, with Joe Cool. Snoopy, my favorite.
Yeah.
It's two of my favorite things.
That crossover is iconic.
It's
I
iconic.
love it.
It's wonderful. But I know that there's going to be some more stuff and merch coming out later this summer, so we will keep our eyes peeled for you.
Yeah, thanks. That was fun. All right, and that is it.
That's a
for
whole
this
ball of
episode.
twine.
And we will talk to you again in a couple weeks because
Yeah.
we've got a lot of stuff going on my end the next couple weekends. But
I'll try to supply plenty of Patreon content and stuff to tide us over, but we will be back, and trust me, it'll be worth the wait.
yeah, and hopefully we'll have some stuff going on TikTok. So make sure you follow us there. But we'll post about it on Instagram too. So yeah, we will talk to you soon. Over and out.
Over and out.
Eddie, I'm not sure I love the idea of you driving.
Oh, I'm starting to suck her. Harrington's got her. Don't you, big boy?
And we're back.
We're back.
Our long-awaited secret segment. We haven't done it in a while.
I know we've been doing so many interviews and themed episodes, so it was worth the wait, guys. So I'm gonna try to do the spiel. Let's see if I don't fuck it up.
Let's see how you do.
So this is our secret segment where we talk about fan fiction, especially the ship of Eddie Munson and Steve Harrington being together. If fan fiction is not your thing, no worries, guys. Catch you next episode. You can tune out now. If it is your thing, thank God those other people left. Now we can just hang out and talk filth. So
You did so good.
Thank you. A little Stacey twist. So, unfortunately, I have fallen behind a little in my reading. Life's been a little chaotic, but there is nothing quite as relaxing as having a nice coffee, sitting on your back deck, and just reading some good old steady smut. I mean, I love that fandom is still very much alive. In the last couple of weeks, I have been reading Get Out of My Mind, Get Out of Those Clothes by State Old Meme. Friends with a capital F, be warned, not everybody might be for that ship, by Deacon DeCannon. I probably totally butchered that. Forgive me. And lately, I've been rereading Mess Around a Little by Lengths of Rope, which is really cool. I just really do love that people are still writing and keeping up with that ship, and I love that the fan art's still being cranked out. One of my favorite pieces of fan art, I have to find out who actually made it so I can shout out that artist. It's literally Steve and Eddie, like, straddling each other by Steve's pool. And just, I love the ones that take place on a vacation, let it be Italy or Steve's backyard by the pool. Something about summer vibes with those boys, especially Take the Money and Run, the ultimate road trip.
We couldn't end this episode with not shouting out Take the Money and Run.
I mean,
like,
that fic was probably responsible for this goddamn podcast, guys.
It really
and
was.
This friendship.
And it's just like the perfect road trip story. Most of it happens
you, as
in the
somebody
summer.
who's gone on a lot of road trips, you sold it to me like that. You were like, the amount of research is insane. It's so cool seeing the pictures and the maps and stuff. You were like, there's playlists. And you were like, trust me, like, I felt like I was on the trip with them. So Take the Money and Run is just an old classic, which I just love so much.
Yeah, and last summer I read Genus Loci by Ace, and that is a very summery, I feel like it was kind of like Practical Magic vibe, but I still haven't watched that, so that's on my to-do list this summer. But like, it was very like summer coded, and I read it last summer, and I almost want to reread it, but like I also just like wish I could find something similar. So if anybody has any like recs for me along that like kind of vibe,
that kind of vibe, yeah. I'll try to whip up for our next episode some more like summer ones that take place during the summer, or if they're on vacation, because there are thousands of them. And
so
really,
many
really
good ones, yeah. And I love them because like I love summer and I love vacation and travel and yeah.
I'm like, I love Central Air. Yeah, you're like, I love nature. I'm like, you do you, girl.
Yeah, the sun finally came out this evening when I got home from yoga and we were supposed to record, and I was like, sorry, Stace, I'm like a flower. I need to stay out here.
Could I be a little late? And I'm like, soak up that sunshine, you little daisy. But no, this was a ton of fun. And like we said, in advance, we'll probably be posting about it. But happy Battle of Starcourt Day for the 4th next weekend. I know you'll be traveling.
I'll be piecing out of this country on the 4th.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Welcome, Canada. But of course, if you guys want to listen to a really good episode, it's our deep dive of Battle of Starcourt. That's a fucking riot.
That's so fun.
And of course, our summer movie list ones from our first summer of Skull Rock. So
summer
definitely
vibes.
Stay tuned.
That's what it's
summer
called.
Vibes. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening, guys. And I guess peace.
Peace.